There's a common criticism I often hear of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney about Phoenix Wright and how the game destroyed his character. But first, let's talk about Turnabout Trump. Turnabout Trump is a fascinating case. And no, if you're wondering, it isn't my favorite case anymore, but that's for another video down the line. The very first case of Apollo Justice has a compelling mystery, interesting yet mysterious characters that the game tries to develop, and intriguing cliffhangers, yet it features one of the most heinous acts in all of Ace Attorney. And no, it isn't murder, don't be silly, it's an act of forgery by the man of the law himself, Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright for a long time was a simple character. He sees a person in trouble, he saves them. Yet while that's a noble deed and has helped him find many clients not guilty, there's a larger issue at play. The law is very much against Phoenix Wright and defense attorneys in general. The cards are always stacked against him, and the courts are set up not to run fair trials, but to expedite what is believed to be justice. As a lawyer who has to go against these odds time and time again, would Wright accept this system or challenge the status quo? There comes a time in our lives when we realize that the legal system is not designed to carry out justice, it exists to execute the laws. Those are two very different concepts. And so our hero, Phoenix Wright, knowing that a man like Christoph Gavin would exercise the rule of the law to its fullest extent to worm his way out of justice's accusations, forges a piece of evidence to ensure Gavin's guilt, the infamous Ace of Spades with a spot of blood on it. Now we have to ask ourselves, is it in character for Wright to use such underhanded, illegal methods in the pursuit of justice? Even when we consider Turnabout Succession, where Christoph forges evidence in Grimarier's case and sets up Wright so that he would get disbarred, is Wright a vengeful person? Vengeful against Gavin to such an extent that he would not only forge evidence, not only set up a jury in such a way that would favor the defense, it had Apollo's mother on it for crying out loud, and even create an elaborate program of illegal video footage over many years just to get all the evidence he needs to prove Christoph's guilt? Phoenix Wright, if nothing else, is passionate. He has always had an unwavering sense of commitment to his clients and to finding the truth by any means necessary. This passion has always been considered his greatest strength, but it is also his greatest weakness. In a world where the law and justice do not always intersect, Wright was bound to lose at some point, and not even necessarily lose in a fair fight. Remember, even Edgeworth forged evidence at some point, trained by his mentor, Von Karma, who was also forging evidence in his time. When we consider the nature of the world Wright is in, I don't think he would ever accept that his client was unjustly punished or that the truth was buried and upheld by what we accept as the law. Phoenix Wright, up until the events of his disbarment, had only lost a single case. And that was when it was obvious that his client did it, and he accepted that loss with grace. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, as flawed of a game as it is, posits the question of, what would Phoenix Wright do if he lost and his client was innocent? Does Apollo Justice Ace Attorney show the best of Phoenix Wright, an attorney so driven to find the truth that he would throw away everything in the pursuit of his duty to his clients? Or does it show the worst of Phoenix Wright, a man so deluded by what he believes is the truth that he would forge evidence in pursuit of his misguided ideals? I don't present this video as a means to give you a solid answer, but to give you another way of thinking about Phoenix Wright and his rise and fall throughout the first 4 games. It's easy to write off Apollo Justice Ace Attorney because of certain cases, but I don't share the opinion that the game quote-unquote ruins Phoenix Wright's character. In fact, I think it develops it in a very creative way, and I wish they expanded on that even more in the sequel, Dual Destinies, where he just seems to be heralded as the hero of law, and that doesn't really make sense to me. I'm gonna have to talk about that case someday, aren't I? Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this kind of content, consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll see you in the next one.